Hey everybody, a couple days ago I said I was done planting containers for the season, but plans have changed. I came in here this evening and I noticed these plants sitting here, and they've been here for about 2 weeks. This is a collection of plants that my sister really wants to get potted up because these are ones that she wants to keep an eye on. She wants to see how they work together, see how they do, and I think she's trying these in more of a shady environment, so she's just wants to test them out. And I thought she's been really crazy busy lately, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to get them potted up for her so that she doesn't have to keep looking at them this way, keep watering the individual pots. She can just start watering this here. So in the center here is this Colocasia. This is a really beautiful one. It's called Regal Shield. Has that really nice dark side there, but what I love the most is the underside because the veining has that really nice kind of lighter green color, and I love the dark leaves on it as well. So Colocasia, well, this one's nice and well rooted, but I'm not going to tear up those roots at all or anything like that. I found the Colocasia tends to just start doing its thing. It's kind of like the canna and some of the other ones. So I'm guessing she's going to want this in the middle, and if she doesn't like it, she's just going to have to deal with it. I think she's going to appreciate whatever I do. So we're going to get that in there, and then it looks like she has a couple other plants in here. So like this here is the Gardenmeister fuchsia. So I included this in one of my containers, and I'm guessing she just wants to see how it does. I'm hoping that I'm planting this. I mean, she always has her way of doing it, but I have a feeling that this is what she wants. She wants to just kind of tuck in here with the Colocasia. But then I know that the other bigger plant is going to be this Surefire White Begonia. This thing is really a beautiful plant, and we've had really good luck with it. And this one, compared to the other Surefires, tends to be a little bit more kind of round or tomato shaped is how I would describe it, versus the other ones that are a little bit taller. At least that's what I found. So wow, these are definitely, they've been in these pots for quite a while. So I'm just kind of looking at where there's an opening between the leaves of the Colocasia. I'm going to pop that in there. So there we go. And then she's got these. This here is the trailing Mizu, and then she has two of these pink begonias. So this one is the Iconia First Kiss, and this one is the Selenia Light Pink. And I'm guessing, I think she's going to want them on opposite sides. Just knowing my sister, she usually doesn't put like two begonias that are different kinds and different colors next to each other. So I'm going to just keep it so that the flowers continue to bloom outward. This is such a gorgeous begonia. The Selenias are really very, very nice. They get fantastic flower coverage, big flowers, and they'll get really large. I mean, this will fill this space really nicely. And then I'm looking over on this side. I think I'm going to move over my Gardenmeister a little bit, and then I'll pop in this one, the Iconia series. These tend to be, they're mounding and trailing. So this one is growing upward now, but it will start to kind of spread out a little. It does just a minor trailing. It's not like, you know, one of your real kind of basket type of begonias, but it does have a nice trailing habit on it. And then for this Mizu, I'm going to just tuck it in right next to that begonia. I do need to put a little more soil in here just to finish it off, but we'll just let this go here. It will gradually just kind of take over. So I think, I mean, this is a good amount of plants in here too. Fortunately, it's going to be in shade, and it is a large container. So I've noticed with shade containers, it's, you know, not so bad to, I can fill those up a little bit more than my sun containers. I don't have as much of a problem with keeping them watered. Also, a lot of the shade plants tend to grow a little bit slower. So now we're going to get to this one, which we're talking about bright colors on this one. So let me get this loaded up here. Okay, so what's the strategy on this one? So this here is a very large begonia. Let's see which one it is. It's the Blitz, the Amstel Blitz. This one is very large. This is actually the one I had gotten in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. And those people, man, they know how to grow begonias. Now you can see it's grown since I got it. It's getting a little kind of loose on it, but we'll see how it does and how it keeps going, because this is just so massive. So I just want to get that one in first because I feel like it's a little more delicate than the other ones. So I don't want to handle it more than I have to. And then she has two relatively large Coleus. So this is the Color Blaze Albrido. This is one of my favorite Coleus. It just gets such beautiful color and quite a bit of color on it too. So I love, it's really that yellow rim or little yellow margin on there that I think makes it really kind of blaze out a little bit, because the colors on the inside can vary quite a bit from oranges to pinks to peaches. So it doesn't really matter which color they are, that yellow really ties it all together. And it also makes it so that you can match this one with so many different plants. Now I kind of feel like, because this here is the Main Street, let me make sure I get it right. Yeah, this one's Riverwalk. So this is a nice kind of textured color, so a bicolor type of leaf. It's just that yellow and that green in it. I feel like I don't want to go side by side with it, I don't think. So I think I'm going to go, well, I got to put it in a spot where I think I am going to have to go across. Well, sorry, I'm just making the call as I do it. So I'm just going to temporarily set that there until I decide. Now she does have this Iconia Portofino dark orange begonia. I could tuck it in back over here, but I feel like I want to put it right over here so I can kind of pull that orange over to this side. So that way I'm not going orange on top of orange. And then in an interesting choice, she is putting, this here is a Hypoestes, and this is kind of a mix that we got, the splash mix. So it has, this has got white speckles and this one has red speckles. The mix normally also has a pink in there, but the pink didn't kind of appear in this. And I didn't know that the Hypoestes do get a little flower. So this white one has a little pink flower, and then this one gets a little fuchsia flower. It's an insignificant flower, but it's very, very nice. So I think she's kind of trying to pull in a red here. So now the question is, where is this going to be most noticeable? And I'm guessing, because this seems to be kind of flowing outward as it gets a little longer. So I'm wondering if I should keep it where it is. Yeah, I'm going to stick it right here. She can always pop in here tomorrow morning and just move these around if she doesn't like them, and I won't be offended at all, because I do want her to get it looking the way she wants. So when I pop this in here, I did put so that the white is closer to this one and the red is a little bit outside. I just feel like it gives it a little bit of a break. That's just a little decision I made. I don't know if it's, like, it's not some kind of brilliant planting choice, but it was a conscious decision that I made. So let's see. So now I've got that one in there, and now I got to get this begonia in here. And boy, the flowers on this one are really big. Sorry, I'm just gonna pinch the bottom to just see if I can get it to release a little bit, make it a little easier. There we go. And then gotta go a little deeper. There we go. So again, normally with all my containers, I'm always saying like, oh, don't go too heavy, plant less. But I do have a lot more confidence in these shade containers with packing them full. Only thing that I'm worried about with this one is that these Coleus do tend to get really big. So by September, I'd expect these to be, big giant balls of color and leaves, and that could push out on like this begonia here and that one there. But we'll see how they do. They all seem to end up working pretty well together. I'm actually going to pull this one a little bit out to the back because I want to make sure that I'm kind of maximizing the extra space here so that those begonias have a chance. I don't know if she wanted two begonias next to each other, but that's what I'm doing. And then this one's in a good spot. Good. Okay, so I think these are ready to go. I'm going to add a little more soil, water them in. I'll let her decide how much fertilizer, because sometimes with the shade planters, she kind of calculates fertilizer a little bit differently, because a lot of the shade plants, they don't always need as much fertilizer, but they also don't need as much water. So, it's sometimes you just kind of got to look at like every third watering is usually a good time to fertilize. Sometimes we fertilize the begonias a little bit less, but I do know like the Coleus, those tend to like regular fertilizing. We don't go extra on those. I don't know. I'm talking like crazy here, but I am gonna just get these soiled in, watered in, and go from there. So I finished planting up these two containers, and I turn around, and what do I see? She has another collection of shade plants that I'm certain she wants planted. So I'm gonna just do these up too. So I grabbed another container here, and it looks like her thinking is putting a fuchsia in the middle. Now I'm thinking, oops, I think I may have just snapped that branch. I did, I split it in half, so that's okay. Fuchsia are pretty resilient. I can cut that and it'll bounce back. So, you know what, she has another one here. I think it's kind of like just in case, but I think one is gonna be okay in here, I think. Yeah, we'll stick with one. Sorry for breaking the fuchsia, Stacy. I didn't mean it. But anyway, she'll forgive me, right? I'm going for Brother of the Year here. So her birthday was this week. So we'll consider this her birthday present from me. Okay, let's get that in. Okay. I filled this one up with extra soil because I keep running out. Now she has 2 begonias. So this one here is going to be the nonstop, or not the nonstop, the Selenia yellow. And I can tell because this one has a little bit more of a lemon yellow, whereas the Selenia has that really kind of bright, more saturated yellow. So let's see which side seems to be the prominent side. Because sometimes with begonias, they do tend to grow in one direction or another. So I'm gonna get that one in place, and then I'm gonna probably do the other begonia. Oh, she has 3 begonias. So this one here is probably a nonstop as well. Let's see, yep, this one's a nonstop white. So I'm just gonna put the 3 begonias in first and then figure out the rest of it. So I'm gonna just put them in the 3 kind of different in a little triangle here. I think that will look quite nice. Oh, I got a spent bloom here. I'm gonna just pop that off. Oh, didn't wanna let go. Okay, so we'll get that in there. And man, these tuberous begonias are incredible with the way they grow and with the way they flower. They're slower starters though. So like when you're shopping in May and you see them, you might be like, this isn't quite enough. I need more. But once they get going, they are absolutely phenomenal. This one here is the nonstop Picotee or Picote. Boy, I love the little pink rim on there and then that blush kind of flower inside there. It's absolutely stunning. And then she's got this Tradescantia. So I think I'm going to put this one over here by the yellow. I'm just kind of guessing, or maybe, yeah, I'm going to put it over by the yellow. There we go. And Tradescantia is a nice plant for sticking into shade containers, and also it's a plant where I could easily snip off just a little piece of this and stick it in, this right next to it or another spot, and it would start to usually root pretty easily. So it's a nice one to have to be able to do that with. And I think for the other spot over here, she's got more of this Hypoestes, and this one has the pink, actually has 2 colors of pink and that red. This is really a pretty combination here. So I'm going to pop that one into this other spot. And we'll just go in there. Gotta go a little deeper. Okay. I think I need to maybe go this way with it. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Okay, that's good. And then I think I'm gonna just pop in. I think she has a little Creeping Jenny. I just feel like if we have something between each begonia, the other 2 begonias, I might as well pop something in. And Creeping Jenny is such an easy one to do, and I love how it just cascades over the pot. Maybe this won't work for her. She can always pop it out later on. I'm not worried about that because she might not want that much trailing action coming over the edge. But something tells me she's actually going to just be cool with whatever I put in there because it's, one of those things. It's nice when you come into work and someone's got something that you've been having on your to-do list done, so I'm hoping that's how she feels with this one. And there we go. So now I'll take you back in time to the kind of ending that I had just recorded a couple minutes ago. So I'll be keeping an eye on these over the season. I'll make sure and report back on how they do. I'm especially interested with this combination of this Colocasia and this fuchsia, the Gardenmeister, because I love, first of all, I love the coral flowers on this. I think they really contrast nicely against these leaves. So I think that's really nice. And then surprisingly, even though these have a little bit more of a coral color to them, the peach color of the, or the pink color here does look pretty good. And then on this one here, I'm really happy that I put that orange one between these 2 yellow and green. And then here we go. So I guess I should do a spin on this one too so you can kind of see the whole thing. So there we go, this other begonia, kind of hiding underneath this leaf right now, but that's the nice thing about some of these sun or shade begonias is that you don't have to worry about, if it is in a shady spot, and then there's that surefire there. So, okay. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for all your comments. I definitely appreciate it. And I got to give a special shout out to all the people in Canada watching because it seems like Canada has discovered this channel, and you guys have been fantastic. I love when you guys put the little Canadian flag next to it. People might not know this, but actually our closest neighbor is not one of the states in the US, it's actually Ontario, Canada. So when I was a kid, I remember getting a little magazine. It's one of those kid magazines, and like things you can do on a trip. And I remember we were going across the state, I think to Petoskey. And so my sister and I were gonna play the license plate game because we had never played that before. And basically it was, oh look, a Michigan plate. Oh look, an Ontario plate. Michigan, 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 Ontario. Those are the only license plates that we see up here. At least that was the case when I was a kid, and that was quite a few years back. So anyway, I appreciate the comments from the people from Canada and from all over the world. So thank you guys for the comments and the likes and the subscribes. And hopefully you guys are getting info that's going to be useful to you guys no matter where you live.